Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 8th episode of Seiken no Blacksmith. And last episode was a pretty nice episode, pretty nice, wholesome. Everyone just kind of hanging out with each other, interacting in the home, working hard as maids, had a nice bath together afterwards for some nice skinship and bonding. And just our blonde noble girl just being pretty happy, with this kind of warm family environment. It was all pretty nice, but we were all kind of waiting for this message from the Empire. But when we finally got it, it was not so positive. It was horrible. It was just completely denouncing her, calling her a traitor, stealing stuff. It was horrible. The thing was a fake. That precious family heirloom from the mother that's been protected and all that, just a fake. It was the worst possible response they could have possibly have gotten. Worse than I could have possibly have imagined. It was a very horrible, sad ending to the episode. So we might start this episode on a bit of a depressing note, but hopefully we can get things figured out and worked out, and maybe we'll just stay maids there forever, I guess. Hopefully we could maybe work that out. So yeah, let's get into it and see what we end up doing. So 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, Sonzai Shinayu. She's clearly right there. No. You're better off without him anyway. Just continue to be a wonderful maid in our household and it'll be fine. But yeah, seriously, poor Charlotte though, it hurts. Nobody deserves that level of rejection. I know I got a bit of a bad first impression of her because of how we were introduced to her, but still, she just does not deserve that. So our entire squad just shows off the belly. It's great. Resolution. Departure. Not crying. Yeah. Maybe we could tell her she ran away. Clearly, but what do we do about it? I should hope so. She's definitely bonded with them. I know that, but it's still messed up. Kind of. A little bit. Remind me, please. She is truly a knight after all. Yeah, you definitely need to keep your strength up. You never know what's gonna happen after this. Her entire squad just follows suit. I don't know about that. Now I kind of want to give her Luke. Make her feel better. What you wanted, right? Wow. She's just wearing that outfit. Yeah, that's how that works. That looks like an army. And that's, yeah, freaking Siegfried. A very clear antagonist in the opening. You could fight, you know. That is a scary looking army. There's an evil smile, too. Yeah, that's still not a great solution. It is definitely better than handing them over. I guess it would explain how Siegfried gets that one magic sword chick back. It's just a really terrible situation. I mean, what's your idea? What do you think's the best thing to do here is? Well, yeah, if the army attacks to get you back. Well, then what's your idea? What do you want to do? Because you don't really have any good options left. To think we were having so much fun last episode. It's a good point. Something to live for. Everyone needs that. Having your friends and having your tea is what matters most. For sure. Three Musketeers. Just don't do anything too reckless. You know, don't get yourself killed is mostly what I mean. Yeah, I didn't think so. They were touching their swords together. For Charlotte. Okay. So are they trying to get their magic swords back? Who is that? Cecily? Yep, Cecily. Who else would it be? I mean, she was the one that wanted to find them, right? Talk to them about this stuff. Convey her feelings and all that. Back to 1v3. He definitely did not. Well, neither do I, but this isn't the solution. Ouch. She 1v3'd you guys pretty well before. Momentary shock before getting back into position. I mean, probably balanced out by the being outnumbered. Well said. Jeez. Gonna do a lot of damage tonight, aren't we? Property damage, collateral damage. Definitely true. I kind of love Cecily. More than I thought it would when this show started. Oh, whoa. Looked like I hit it. Whoosh. Yeah, your turn. Oh, looks like she's bleeding a decent amount. Well, if it's a fight, people get hurt in fights. You're the guys. You guys are the one that pretty much started this. You have very little reason to right to complain. Okay, this is going a bit worse than the last one. Yeah, it's a good point. Her weapon's a bit more suitable for this environment. Much more peaceful here. Luke, oh, made. Just follow the blood trail. Well, yeah, that's kind of suspicious, isn't it? Well, sort of. When she finally finds them, they're all dead. We can still stab you with it if we can get close enough. Okay, this should work. Using the wind to stab. Very innovative. Poof. Yeah, now you know for sure something's happening over there. Right to the arm. I will become the arrow. It's a pretty cool strategy. And man, that went like all the way through the arm too. Jeez. Like, yeah, this definitely get a bit more brutal than I expected it to. Oh. The big sword. I'm sure the Empire will arrest them regardless of what they do. This is not gonna result in that. That's what you don't get. Just get rid of that stupid letter. When Cecily's smarter than you, you know you've made a mistake somewhere along the lines. Come on, Charlie, get in there and stop her before she Excaliburs the place. And this is a battle between magic swords. So, she actually successfully 1v3 them this time. I mean, technically they took turns, but still. Those three are down and she's up. Charlotte, I expect you to give them all spankings as punishment for this. I'm sure your mother just wants you to be happy. Definitely not. As long as you're together, you can be happy. Wherever you are. That's what she wanted to convey to her. I think we're on a little bit of shame. Getting killed by the Empire definitely will not make her happy. Whoa. That was one hell of a slap. I mean, she's half her size and not a warrior, so to be expected. And the non-E Charlotte can live. It's a good day for rain. Cecily the MVP this episode for sure. Okay. So Luke just not gonna show up. They'll definitely miss her. They'll miss each other. How horrible. Important. Good luck. Little fist bump. As warriors do. Oh? The Black Road Man, or I guess Siegfried got it. Friggin' Siegfried. That connects some dots. That's why they were considered stolen. It's all part of the plan. Screw that E. I do really hope those four can be happy together. They grew on me a lot through the course of these past couple episodes. I'm kind of sad to see them go. I'm pretty sad to see them go. Wish we could have at least taken one more bath together before they left. Friggin' Siegfried. Definitely an emotional episode for sure. But it had the closest thing to a happy ending they could get, realistically. They're all four together, they're alive. We leave on good terms. Charlotte now has a new purpose, something to live for. She's smiling instead of crying. I will never get tired of that shot. And that's it. Okay. That was the 8th episode of Seiken no Blacksmith, and this was a really good episode. Definitely a sad one, for sure, but definitely one of the better episodes of the show so far, I gotta say. You know, because obviously the conflict that we had at the end of last episode, the Empire just completely rejecting them, wanting them arrested, executed, all that, want them turned over to them. That's a big problem, right? So of course this episode had to deal with that, and it became an issue of how do we deal with it, you know? Obviously we don't really want to just hand them over because we've gotten attached, you know? They're all kind of important people to Cecily, especially now, and seeing Cecily defending them as much as she did, it's just nice to see, you know, because just really shows how much, you know, we all care about each other now. And just really, the biggest conflict, honestly, was just getting Charlotte to accept the best solution, right? Which is to just reject the Empire, you know, betray it, as they said, as she phrased it, you know, kind of take a step away from, you know, her mother and what she thinks her mother wants her to do, and just kind of care about the her of now, the her that has the 3 people that are currently with her that care about her, you know, the ones that always support her, and doing what's best for them and for her, and doing the solution that allows them to all stay together, all stay alive, be happy together, live a life somewhere, you know, successfully. And it took a lot to get her to really accept that, you know, because she has to cast away a lot of what has been her motivation for a long time. It's not an easy thing to do, but Cecily really was the MVP to make that happen, you know? The girls had the stupid idea to go steal the swords and, like, give them to the Empire or whatever. Just terrible idea. Whatever they were going to do there was just going to end with them all dying. That's pretty sure. But at least it did lead us to have a cool fight, so that's the one good thing about it. Cecily. Just Cecily's speech from on top of those stairs was great. Just like, you know, I'm only going to say this once and make sure you listen. Stupid. Also, I'm stubborn, so we're gonna do this. So, yeah, we got a pretty hardcore fight like that. Who was it? Penelope? Somebody had their arm stabbed. Like, you could see how far the blood went up the blade, so you could tell it, like, went all the way through that arm and, like, probably into the ground. Like, damn, that was painful. But yeah, she 1v1'd them individually, so it wasn't really a 1v3 exactly, but she still won. Like, 3 consecutive battles in a row, especially close quarters, where she has this long sword and one of them has a short sword, which is better for this sort of close quarter combat. Cecily did extremely well in this battle, for sure. Like, really cool. Cecily was really cool this episode. You know, fighting as well as being able to, both in her fighting and her talk no jutsu, you know, being able to just really persuade Charlotte, get her to understand her perspective, convey her feelings, you know, like they talked about before Cecily went out to find them. Just Cecily did very well this episode in pretty much all regards. She really has come a long way from the days of episode 1, you know, failing to do much of anything, really, just kind of embarrassing herself, needing to be saved by Luke. But there was no getting saved by Luke in this episode. Even last episode, maybe the one before, whenever they first met the Charlotte and her trio, you know, even though Cecily did pretty well, it still ended with Luke having to kind of save her, but that was not the case this episode. Cecily actually did this all on her own. Luke was not a part of any of this, you know, he was just out doing whatever. Cecily did all of this successfully and was able to get kind of the happiest ending that we could hope for as a result of her actions this episode. So that's great to see, just how much Cecily has grown has been great. Really did hurt to see Charlotte cry in this episode as much as she did, but, you know, it's all worth it in the end when she's able to leave with a smile with the people she cares about, people that cares about her, you know, leaving on happy terms with, you know, Cecily and the gang. It was all really nice, you know. Of course, I had to make some comments about her chest near the end, because that's kind of what they associate with her, you know, because the show just insists that she has a big chest, which is not really that true. I mean, already is pretty big, comparable size to Cecily. But, and she shows more of it, you know. Hers is not protected by metal like Cecily's is. Much more obtainable. But it is hard to tell how big Cecily is because she does have the armor, of course. But I think it is comparable to Arya's size. But yeah, just the rain, of course. You know, usually a very typical thing to add dramatic effect to a serious, sad, emotional scene. You know, so that did its job pretty well. So, this was a good episode. We got to see Siegfried, you know, at the front of the army, just with this kind of scummy, evil, bad guy sort of smirk, you know. Just screw that guy. I can't wait until we finally fight him, like is very, very heavily foreshadowed in the opening, right? So, I do hope we get to see Charlotte and Penelope and Doris and Margit again. Really, because I will miss them. I really will. They were great. They were kind of stupid, made poor decisions sometimes, but they were still great. It is cool we got to see them use their weapons one more time before we had to hand them over to the stupid Empire. So, yeah, great episode. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.